We did it!
Yay!
Yay!
This guy didn't die at Charlotte.
I didn't. I'm still alive.
Yeah. I didn't go. So.
This guy. I'm sorry. You missed out on a lot of...
I know. I went to a 35-player TCG player stakes the week before.
Yeah.
He went to a couple thousand-person GP that nearly crashed and burned. Nearly.
But we're gonna be talking about that actually.
Yeah.
About kind of what exactly happened at GP Charlotte. First off, from a player base, because I was playing in the main event, and also kind of actually from the head judge's mouth.
Yeah.
Actually.
Well, it's good to actually hear what actually goes on.
Yeah.
Because from my own personal experience as a judge, sometimes you kind of miss what's going on. Like, you don't realize there is a fire going on on the stage.
Yeah.
And but you're keeping the peace and you're moving things along.
Yeah.
You're being told how to handle things, and that's fine.
Yeah. And all things said, there was some things that were handled very, very well.
Yeah.
Especially because of all the mishap. But we're gonna get into that a little bit later in the stream. I don't necessarily want to tackle that like head on.
Let's talk about like what won, what we saw a lot of, what worked well.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
So what actually won was ad nauseam.
Weird.
So this list, we have a lot of experience with, just because there's a person in our local meta that plays the living crud out of the deck.
Yes. Just because he likes weird janky things.
Yeah, he plays that. He plays Lantern Control in Standard. Back when Cons of Takir was in, he did what, Blue-Black Control.
Yeah. Just
this kind of like grimy, just control you. I'm gonna do my own thing kind of decks.
Yeah.
So
he has fun when you're not having fun.
I mean,
when he's the only person playing Magic.
I mean, that's basically how you play Magic, though, right? Because I mean,
no. You play Magic by putting cards on table, turn them sideways.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
This is why blue is a very, very pretty color in Magic.
Just because you're bad, you don't get to.
I'm sorry, by saying no, you can't have that is not a strategy.
I mean, it's a pretty good strategy. It obviously worked this weekend.
My win condition is to say you can't have your win condition. That is how I win.
It worked this weekend.
I guess.
I mean,
or no. It's go, okay, draw deck, Lightning Storm, discard.
Yeah.
Win.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know how ad nauseum works, basically, you play the card called ad nauseum, and, wow, a deck named after a card in it? What?
That never works.
No, never.
That's terrible.
So basically you play ad nauseum, and ad nauseum says reveal the top cards of your library until you decide to stop, pretty much, and you lose life equal to the converted mana cost of the card that you reveal. Yeah. Great. It has its ups and it has its downs. It's a 5-drop, 2 black, 3 colorless.
There's a thing called the internet if we choose to look that up, or our viewers could easily do that as well.
Yeah. Well,
the card is ad nauseum.
Look, I'm trying to make things better. Like,
but so you don't instantaneously lose.
They play a card called Angel's Grace.
Yeah, you can't lose the game this turn.
And Angel's Grace is split second, so they can't even counter it. Like, you're just like I can't lose the game. And they're like, okay.
This turn.
Yeah.
Here, the train wreck is about to happen.
So, basically, they shortcut their deck. They go, I'm just going to draw my entire deck because I can't lose the game. If your opponent asks to see the deck, they can obviously see it because you revealed all the cards, technically. After that, they exile 3 Simian Spirit Guides and cast Lightning Storm. Lightning Storm, it deals 3 damage to target player or creature, and it has an activated ability while on the stack. The only card in Magic the Gathering that has an activated ability on the stack. It's crazy.
Why don't do this more often, Will?
Well,
because then you have busted. Like this, that happens.
Then you have a busted card like this. Ad nauseum Lightning Storm says that you can discard a land card from your hand and add additional 2 damage and redirect the spell. So, basically what ends up happening is if your opponent has lands in their hand, they can redirect the spell back at you. But
odds are you have more lands in your hand.
Yeah, because you have your entire deck in your hand.
I would hope.
But But Mike, what if they cast a counter spell? Oh, that's okay. The deck means 3 Pact of Negations.
I mean, you're going to win the game this turn anyway.
Yeah, so you might as well just play Pact of Negation. Because why not, right?
I mean, otherwise you lose.
Yeah.
Might as well cause, 3 other ways for you to lose as well.
I agree.
Yeah.
So basically, the whole deck hinges around getting Ad Nauseam to cast. So they do run Besajus to kind of stop it from getting countered, stuff like that. All in all, I think the deck is very, very decent. I don't say it's great, right? Now, obviously, it did well this weekend.
Mm-hmm. I think most people forgot that this was a deck.
Yeah, and it's,
aside from the people that actively play it.
It's really surprising that people forget that this is a deck too, because there were a couple of articles talking about Ad Nauseam being a tier 2 deck now.
Mm-hmm.
It's no longer like a tier 2/5 or a tier 3. It has become a tier 2.
Mm-hmm.
And I think after this event, it's going to kind of maybe drop back down a little bit, maybe to like a 2.5. Or it might stay at 2. I don't really know. It's kind of
just
hard
expect to see more people to play the deck because hey, it won a GP. I can play this deck.
Yeah. And the deck is fairly inexpensive, except for like marsh flats and stuff like that.
I mean, fetches for any deck is going to be expensive.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the list is roughly around like $500.
Not terrible.
It's not terrible for a modern deck.
It doesn't run Goyfs, therefore it's not ridiculously
exactly. It doesn't run Goyf, so it's not super expensive. And I think it's like $500, not including fetches. I'm not quite sure. Don't quote me on prices. But
I'm sure you could look it up on TCG Player.
Regardless, it is a fairly budget deck.
Yeah.
So, Ad Nauseam won. Very good performance. So, we saw Suicide Squad this weekend. Top 8. Again, yeah. So, that's 2 GPs in a row that it has top 8. Or not, I don't know if it's in a row.
Was it a GP or was it open then top 8 before?
I thought it was a GP. It might have been an open.
Milwaukee?
Yeah. So that's 2 fairly big events.
Oh, yeah.
That Death Shadow kind of went, hey, we're here.
We're a contender. For an explosive deck, we're consistent enough to hit top 8.
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah. How many rounds was the whole GP?
So GP was 15 rounds.
15 rounds.
Yeah.
15 rounds. Top 8.
Yeah.
It's consistent enough to get there.
So I definitely think that I made the right call with the deck that I played.
You did not play Death Shadow.
I did not play Death Shadow. So going into GP Charlotte, we were talking about running Death Shadow a lot on the previous stream and on the previous podcast. But I decided to go Living End.
Yes.
I felt like I had a decent amount of experience with the deck.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I knew the mechanics fairly well, and that it was better positioned against the meta going forward. I was actually pretty correct on that assumption.
Mm-hmm.
Coming into GP off my 2 buys, I proceeded to win Game 3 and Game 4 against Infect and against I don't even remember what my round 3 opponent was. But round 4, I was against Infect. Round 5, I was kind of on tilt. And the reason I was on tilt for round 5 is because we had a 2-hour break between round 4 and round 5. And like I said, we're going to be kind of talking about that here in a little bit.
The reasoning was short. Just the reason why there was a break is Walter, the reporting software that does all the pairings and the event scheduling and all of that, had a corrupted data issue to where it was doing weird things with points and just the random pairings instead of appropriately pairing players. They were trying to fix this after it happened between going into round 4. So they fixed it going into round 4. Then it did it again going into round 5. So they had to fix it round 5.
Yeah, you did not miss it. Welcome to the stream, Chewy.
Hi.
So going into round 5, I was on tilt, lost to Nahiri control. My first experience against the deck was kind of rough.
Yeah.
Kind of rough. I was not really expecting what the sideboard was going to be. I kind of done a little bit of research, but probably not as much as I should have. And so I sideboarded incorrectly and got punished for it. It happens. Going into round 6, I lost to Scape Shift. That was like
a deck we also mentioned last time that we would most likely see. I saw it at States multiple times.
Yeah.
There's a Twitch delay.
Yeah, Twitch delay is always...
How can you not read it? Twitch glasses.
Yeah, Twitch delay is always fun.
Yeah.
So, I lost to... It was Red-Green Valley Cut.
Yeah.
It's pretty much Scape Shift, in my opinion. But Scape Shift also runs blue sometimes for counter magic. It's a lot more consistent. Stuff like that. So, that was good. I lost both of those matches. I was like, okay, I kind of got to go, like, collect myself. Because I was on tilt hard at this point. We had that long break, then went straight into losing 2 matches back-to-back. I was like, okay, I just need to walk out of the center, kind of collect my thoughts, and go back in with a fresh perspective. So that's what I did. I came back down, won round 6? No, round 7. And then won round 8. So now I'm 6-2. This is good. I've made day 2. Yeah, really good. Beat both of my Infect matchups, which is...
So you completely wrecked Infect, is what we're hearing today.
Yeah, and in past, Infect has been a rough matchup for Living End. But I two-would both of my Infect opponents, with fairly, no stress at all. Very little stress.
What could have happened is they were bad.
I mean, that could have been an option.
Yeah.
But they did spell pierce my Cascades and not my actual Living End.
See, that makes it seem like they were bad.
But then I had Ricochet Traps game 2,
yeah.
So really, I was prepared for it.
Yeah, it's just funny when players make bad decisions.
Yeah.
Even better when your opponent thinks you're bad and then you proceed to wreck his face.
Well, see, that's why you gotta that's why you gotta be like, I'm going to attempt to cast Violent Outburst, and that makes them think that if they counter it, that you don't Cascade, and then they're like,
see, that's a blue Magic player talking.
See, exactly. See, I know how to play blue, so I know how to play against blue as well.
Blue is just a utility color.
All right, so going into round 9, the final round of the day. It's 11 o'clock at night because of all of the delays that happened throughout the tournament.
3 hours.
3 hours total through all of the delays. So it's around 11 o'clock. I'm against Junk. Really good matchup against Junk. Really good matchup. Game 1, completely throw him under the bus and go. Right? Game 2. I'm cycling, he gets board state, I kill off his creatures, he gets board state, I kill off his creatures, I'm still cycling, never hit a Cascade spell.
Seems bad.
Yeah, so he eventually just got
I've playtested the deck, I've ended up with 5 Cascade spells in hand. I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah, so it was really rough. Game 2, I was just like, alright, I'll chalk it up, whatever. Game 3, I had 2 lands?
Oh, seems good.
Yeah. So, did you know you need 3 lands to cast a Cascade spell?
That's why you run Simian Spirit Guide.
Oh, well, I don't.
That way you don't ever actually need a 3rd land.
That just seems bad, though. To be completely honest with you. I don't like the Simian Spirit.
I think he's bad.
I am a bad player. I did make day 2, but I'm a bad player. Day 2, I completely scrubbed out. That's why you guys didn't really get any updates. I scrubbed out.
Well, I don't know, but he told me a story on how he received a match loss. Yeah, sounds like nonsense.
Sounds like nonsense.
Yeah.
I agree.
3 mana for a spell is too much, says the burn player.
Three mana for a spell is way too much.
You might be a red Magic player.
You might be a red Magic player when 2 mana does not do it for you.
So, Will, why don't you tell the fine viewers here the story on why you essentially got a match loss?
Okay, so
it was only a game loss. Quite hilarious, from my perspective, because he's a bad Magic player. Actually, no, he's just illiterate.
So, anyone who has actually seen me at tournaments or played with me at tournaments knows my obsession with Cat Dog. Like,
Yes.
just knows my obsession with it. I wear a
Hat, bag, mat, sleeves, box.
Yeah, like
Minimum.
everything cat bug related when I'm at a tournament. He brings me good luck, man. However, Chewy, thanks for the retweet. I think, yeah, that's how you
On
say
the
it.
twatter.
On the twatter. That sounds really bad.
That's why I say it that way.
So going into round 12. So I'm 6-4 at this point. Still have a potential at money, but like it's looking really bad for me. So I was
then
like,
he does this.
Sounds moist. I agree. So going into round 12, I look at my table number and go up, sit down at my seat, and start having a conversation. Well, the guy who's sitting across from me had a bunch of cat bug stuff as well. And he was like, oh, you have cat bug stuff too? And I was like, yeah. So we were talking, we were laughing, having a good time. And while we're talking and laughing, we notice the person sitting next to us does not have an opponent across from him. So he joins in on our conversation, and the three of us are laughing and joking and having a real good time. We realize that we're kind of all in like the losers bracket. Like there's really no chance for us to make any money. We're just kind of having a good time at this point. So as we get to talking, we start shuffling our decks. We're getting ready for the round times to start.
Yeah.
And
Great.
me and the other guy I was sitting across from, I was like, all right, so my name is Will, and he said his name, and we introduced each other, and he was like, so is Will your middle name? And I was like, no. Why would this guy ask a question like that?
Red flag number 1.
So then he goes, well, who is this other guy? And I was like, what do you mean?
Red flag number 2.
And we look at the match slips and realize that I am sitting in the wrong seat. I was supposed to be sitting
Table down.
one table to the left of me with the guy who had no opponent.
He did have an opponent. This guy.
So we went to move my stuff over, and just about that time we start to move, time got caught in the round. So the round begins. Well, about that time as well, a judge walked by the table. Not faulting the judge at all. He was doing his job, just coming from a judge's perspective as well. He was doing his job, and technically the rules are the rules. So he's like, I'm going to have to give you a match loss because you're not technically in your seat.
Game loss.
Yeah, game loss. Game loss. Because technically I was
But
not...
if you get game one after game loss, you might as well do that.
Yeah, so gave me the game loss, and I said, that's kind of really cruddy. And he was like, do you want to appeal? Because I can go get the head judge. And I was like, sure, I'll appeal. Probably nothing's going to happen out of it, but we'll go ahead and appeal, kind of get the head judge involved. So head judge came over, and he asked us to explain the situation. We explained the situation to him. Me and my opponent both did. And he has this big regret on his face, and he's like, yeah, technically rules are rules, and you're going to have a game loss. And this is where I got surprised, because my opponent stops the head judge and goes, can my opponent just not have a game loss? We do game one like normal. You know, just give us our time extension like you're going to give us anyways, and let us play it out. And the judge paused for a good minute and a half.
What?
The judge's face was just like, did a player literally just say that his opponent did not have to take a penalty? And the judge was like, no, rules are rules. I can't change them. I'm sorry. He has to have a game loss. And we're like, all right, it's fine, whatever. So I actually have a really good setup. Really good start. I'm cycling fairly well, but I'm against white-black hit bears. And he just goes Leon and Arbiter, goes quarter, blow up your land. Because he blew up that land, I was one land off from because he also had a Thalia out. So I had to have 5 mana to cast my
Cascade spell
and the Living End instead of just
great.
So because of that, it was in a rough situation.
So much.
I moved to top deck mode. I was trying to top deck my 5th land, and I drew a Jungle Weaver instead of the
land underneath it.
The land underneath of the Jungle Weaver. So it was rough. Definitely a rough experience. It was my fault mainly just because I didn't pay attention.
You can't read pairing or table numbers.
I just can't.
Something.
I don't know numbers. Whenever a table number gets that high, I can't count that high. I just go.
Once you're in triple digits, I mean.
Yeah. So that's kind of how GP went. Did a lot of trading over the weekend. Got a lot of fun stuff, cool stuff.
Stuff for the team. Woo!
Stuff for the team. Friday we did a lot of trading. Anyone who knows GPs or any big events like that, you start a trade table going and you just start trading. Look how much effort it takes him to read this. Gosh!
High five.
Dang it.
Swish that knife.
Dang it, Chewy. Dang it. Look, man. Okay. Thanks, Chewy. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of trading again, Friday and Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Meta jokes are the best jokes. I'll just read it out to you. It's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Oh.
Alright, so let's kind of go into what exactly happened.
Yeah.
This
So again, to recap what I said before, I think comments were made that Walter pooped the bed. That's essentially what it did. So again, Walter, it stands for Wizards Large Event Reporting. It's what? WLTR. And what instead of, you hear Wizards Event Reporter, that's what mainly used on the local level. Walter is what replaced the old software for big Grand Prix and all of the much larger events.
It used to be the DCI Reporter.
Yes.
But it was kind of replaced by Walter.
Since it can do everything all together rather than having to split it up into smaller events.
Yeah. Thank you, and I do want to give credit to Chewy and the Manipool for being able to get us the
interview with Scott.
Yeah.
The head judge
for GP Charlotte.
Yes.
Former L5. All judges are now L3s because
L3s, but now he is Grand Prix head judge Grand Prix head judge.
Yeah. Which
is the new certification system that they're now having to do. So either you're like a program coordinator, head judge, or regional coordinator.
Yeah. So they kind of did the restructuring of judge levels, so there is no more L4s, there are no more L5s.
You're just L3s with titles.
Like with titles, yeah. But like I said, before we go any further, I do want to kind of thank Chewy for that interview with Scott. It kind of gave us a better perspective of what actually happened. And Scott gave us some really good, just kind of broke it down for us and told us, actually,
what the technical thing happened.
Yeah, because he's not tied to Star City. He's not tied to Wizards. He could actually tell us exactly what happened without, having to fear about repercussions.
Wait, that way. So yeah, look at that comment right there. You can actually hear the full interview on Monday Night Magic.
Yeah.
Episode 514. Manipool is definitely an awesome podcast. Hopefully we could do something with them in the future, because they actually don't live that far from us.
No, they're not far at all.
Fantastic. Maybe we could throw down some magic and make them cry.
I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll win.
Anyways.
Just saying.
Yeah. Anyways. So that's what Walter is the software. It had a huge issue with data corruption. In the interview with Scott, he explains that, just from the addition of one player that was added in late, it corrupted a load of data for the round. So it screwed up results and pairings, caused random pairings. Thing is, they didn't realize that's what happened. Basically, the wizard text, they looked at it, they fixed the corrupted data, round ran clean. Go to next one, there's the issue again.
Yeah.
So they're like, well, crap.
What happened?
So again, Wizard Text look at it again, fix the corrupted data, and with the help of the scorekeeper at GPLA, they then fix the root issue by saying, okay, this one player who had 2 rounds of buys because he won a GPT, normally when you add in a player late, it auto gives them losses.
Yeah,
but he needed wins, so that's what screwed it up. So they were like, you know what, we'll just add a player in and force pair him and give him the wins. And fixed.
Yeah.
So it's kind of weird how the Wizard software, like, you kind of have to do really weird basic tricks to make it work to avoid catastrophic, like, data problems.
Now, a lot of people were like, why couldn't we have seen this? Like, why didn't they test for this in the software? Why didn't... Like, this issue is so, like, out there.
You don't foresee the one random bug outlier to ever happen.
And Scott even said it in his interview, that he's like, he had some friends that said that they would have tested for it, and he even says that's probably a load of crock. Like, that's
like,
just,
I don't believe
like, the fact that one person actually caused all of this. And it wasn't anyone at Star City's fault. It was just because the event reporter did not like having a person entered into the tournament in round 3.
Entered in late with 2 buys.
With 2 buys. It's that is what kind of sent Walter into a tailspin.
I mean, if you've worked with Wizard Event Reporter at a local level, you understand that it's very easy to lose player bases or have your whole round end up messed up. The region, as I alluded to before, I worked at a regionals where somehow a player ended up with 21 points after round 6.
Yeah.
Math is wrong there somewhere. So, just like any excellent judge and score keeping staff goes, like, I wasn't even aware of this, and I was judging at the event. And they were like, yeah, we had to manually repair and re-enter the last 3 rounds while the round was going on.
Yeah.
And I was like, really? All of that happened? Yeah. That was so seamless. And a similar thing happened here. It took a lot of effort on multiple people's parts. And yes, there was some downtime, but that was because you had other people actually trying to fix and software, not just try to re-enter data.
And I do want to state, and it was mentioned in the interview as well, Wizards kind of said that, hey, you have to wait. Like, Star City was going to try to move forward with the tournament. They were going to try to not keep players waiting. But Wizards said, you guys need to wait. Let us fix this.
Yeah. For the integrity of the tournament, please wait. Yeah.
So Wizards was saying, Star City, you guys got to wait. I'm sorry. You're just going to have to deal with it. And I think Star City handled things fairly well.
They did. They offer excellent customer experience and solutions by offering the free infinite challenge badge if you wanted to drop before round six.
and then added some challenges on to it, including a sealed event.
Well, it's just, essentially they just gave like 6 free packs to 600 some odd players.
Yeah. So the number was around 680 people dropped after round 4 and took Star City up on their offer. Now, I mean,
Star City probably took a hit off of that.
So I commend and I condemn them. All right, and this is why I commend them for trying to salvage a bad situation, and I commend them for trying to offer players an extra benefit.
Yeah.
Okay. I condemn them in the sense of they added 4 new challenges to cover the influx. Yeah.
Which is fine. I mean, that's fantastic.
Yeah, they did, and they did.
Their event cut in half.
Yeah. I condemn them for the reason of it pulls away from the integrity of the tournament, in my opinion. Because with 680 people dropping...
And then only having like 600, like literally just a little bit less than that for day 2.
Yeah. So when 680 people drop from a tournament, if it's spread out through the course of the tournament, that's okay. But when you have that large of a number just drop, like, just off the face of the earth, and that's not people with just bad records. I knew people who were 3-1 at the tournament, and people who were even 4-0 at the tournament, who dropped for these Infinite Challenge passes. People with really strong records decided to just drop. Okay? Now, with that being said, I understand that some people didn't want to deal with the random pairings and all of the waiting and all of that. Completely understandable. But giving people an option that they definitely will take and dropping from a tournament, that messes up tiebreakers for the rest of the event. Now, by stating when they made the announcement of everyone dropping that tiebreakers were going to be reset for Sunday, everyone was going to keep their points, but tiebreakers would be reset. It also kept a lot of people in the tournament who would have dropped and taken them up on their offer. Because it gave people who were 6-3 a chance at making top 64 for money. So
Like this guy.
yeah, definitely had a chance of keeping people in. So a lot of people made their decision. They're like, sure, we'll stay in. We'll get 6-3 minimum, and then we'll try to win out day 2 and be in the money. Well, Sunday morning they announced that tiebreakers were going to stay intact. And the reason that this was is because Wizards
Fixed the issue.
Fixed the issue overnight. Okay? And that's good. And they said that to keep the integrity of the tournament, Star City had to continue with tiebreakers.
Yep.
It was Star City's intent to wipe the slate clean because they had promised it. They had made the announcement that they were going to. But Wizards said for the integrity of the tournament, it'll help the majority of the players keep tiebreakers. I am glad that they kept telling players about how long it was going to take so everyone had a chance to get food and whatnot. I do agree. So it was nice that there was an idea of time of, hey, players, you can go get food, you can go get drinks, you can kind of relax. I know for a lot of players, though, when you're in a tournament that size, 2.5-hour breaks of just doing nothing can, like, just destroy you and, like, mentally and take you off your game.
Some people just need to stay focused and just grind.
Yeah.
Other players, they, like, probably if they started off poorly, might have done better after the break. Whereas other players that were doing well might have gotten thrown off track and lost momentum.
I don't know for sure about this.
Personal experience and random.
Coming in off of my 2 buys, we were supposed to be in the hall at 11 o'clock. That way we could be ready for round 3.
Mm-hmm.
Coming in at 11 o'clock, they had just started round 2.
Wow.
So, and a couple of players and I think a couple of judges told me that the reasoning behind this was after round 1, the system had a wipe and they had to re-enter pairings. I don't know for sure. Don't quote me on that one. But I do believe that is what happened.
Things happen.
Things happen at a tournament. It was round 1, and that's fine, right? That's an easy fix. It happened round 1. At least it didn't do it at like round 8, and they had to re-enter all the pairings then. But there was a lot of technical difficulties at this event, and as far as everything goes, Star City handled it very well.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I do condemn them on kind of enticing players to drop. And because that
I don't know if it's enticing them to drop more of like, we don't want you to be mad at us.
Yeah. And a lot of players, of course, you have Magic players, and they are going to complain.
Yeah.
Magic players will complain just about anything.
They would have found something wrong. If Star City didn't offer it, then somebody would have complained, oh, they should have given me this. I'm entitled to this because I paid blah, blah, blah.
And some players should have been like, they should have given us a full refund. And I can understand where they're coming from. And I can understand players being upset. As a player in the event, I was a little upset at the time. I kind of have let off steam now. And I am kind of collected now.
Mm-hmm.
And I actually can look at things at a different perspective.
Yeah.
But Scott even said in his interview, if players felt like they were upset or mistreated or anything like that at this event, please contact Wizards and tell them about, your experience and, in a diplomatic way, in a constructed way, complain. Don't just go, like, off the deep end.
Rah, mash keyboard.
Yeah, and don't just, like, call them up and start complaining to the first person you talk to. Because it's probably not his or her fault. Like, they do not...
And your complaint is noted.
Yeah.
I'm going to go cry now.
They're just going to be sitting there on the phone, and don't make them cry. Don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
But definitely send emails. Talk to people higher up in Wizards. So if you want to call customer service and be like, can I talk to someone higher up? That is definitely okay. But don't just go off the deep end and start raging.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the big elephant in the room that was GP Charlotte. Like, what exactly happened? There was a lot of rumors on the floor from players, a lot of rumors on the floor from judges. No one actually had the full story at any point in time.
And again, it's because there's a fire on the stage, and they're handling it really well, and they just want the things to keep moving.
Hey, Coco, how are you guys? How are you, man?
Oh, hi. Derailed. You and your reading.
Look, man.
Just get your phone and get glasses, Will. Get glasses.
I do need glasses. I'm sure. Like I can see, but like I cannot see super far away.
Anyways, so that was kind of GP Charlotte and everything with that. Both from the judge, being a judge, and having a similar experience, not nearly on that catastrophic of a scale, but you know, I could definitely empathize with them and know how, or understand how. What are you doing, Will?
Your mouse. Sorry, dog.
Yeah, I have a Naga hack to deal with it. I understand like how sometimes judges may not be fully kept in, like your basic floor judge that is just walking the tables may not know necessarily what's going up on the stage.
Yeah.
And that just goes to show how, you know, smooth and seamless you're trying to make everything. They don't want these huge hiccups to happen.
Yeah.
And they're working through them. So I can imagine, you know, Saban or whoever was behind that table was probably like, oh my God,
yeah,
ready to pull out, you know, whatever hair they had.
You know,
but
and from there, day 2 or day 1, when all of this was actually going on, 2 of the head judges were behind the main stage. One of them was on the floor answering questions. And I believe Scott was actually on the main stage trying to help figure everything out. So 2 of the head judges were up there. 5 members of Star City was there. Ricky was there dealing with things and handling things. They had people from LA, the LA event reporter. Like I said, they had a lot of people trying to handle this issue.
Yeah.
People from Wizards were on the phone. Like, they were not just sitting there on their hands.
Oh, yeah.
And it is important that players know that they were not just trying to, like, twiddle their thumbs and mess around. They were really trying to get to the source of all of these issues. And they also were making backup contingencies.
Oh, yeah.
They were going, okay, if we can't get this fixed, what are we going to do to move forward with this tournament? Are we going to manually pair things? They were trying to assess all of their options.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a lot of things to process.
Especially when you're talking, you know, they said they ran normally 2 to 3 scorekeepers.
Yeah.
For the event. Now, trying to imagine that many people just processing that much data for thousands of players, you know, thousands of matches.
Yeah. And it was also said they pulled extra assistance from other points in the...
From either Star City staff or probably pulling floor judges to help process data.
From side events that came to the main stage, helped process all of the drops. Because 2 to 3 people processing drops takes a long time.
If you're processing 600 and some odd drops.
Good, man. Glad that you got your wallet back. And I'm really happy. Like, we were trying to find his wallet. Like, really, really bad. He lost it on day 2. Or day 1.
Ouch.
He lost it day 1. So, like, day 2, he did not have his wallet.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was really rough.
I mean, he was short some cash, but I mean, at least he.
Yeah, all of his stuff, all of your stuff was back. All of your stuff was back. You just lost the little bit of cash you had in there. And sadly, not all Magic players do the right thing. But
well, I mean, at this same event, an artist had her proof book stolen. So
yeah. So
scumbags.
There was a lot of rough things that happened at this event. I do not wish these problems on anyone. And if it was anyone else, I think that the event would have been handled a lot worse. I think Star City has been around long enough that they had the experience to kind of wade their way through all of the problems that they had.
And to be honest, I think if it was like any other gaming community, I'd like just from things I've heard and things I've seen down through my experience, I think Magic is by far one of the best communities out there.
Definitely.
I mean, yes, you do have these isolated incidences, but I think they tend to be more common
Yeah.
in other gaming communities, which is a shame. But I'm glad that at least for the most part, like 99% of the community, or 99.5, we tend to watch each other's back, try to take care of each other because we understand what it is to have your stuff stolen or misplaced cards or lose things at major events, and you don't want to lose them.
No, I definitely agree. Excuse me. The majority of the time I was at Charlotte. Okay, and I did state earlier. I did a lot of trading at this event, and the amount of binders that would just get passed around at our trading tables. Because if you're ever at a big event and you get to experience a trading table, there's about 12 people who are just in this giant huddle at a table passing binders back and forth. And it can get kind of chaotic. And if you're looking at someone else's binder and someone's looking at your binder, that's not the person you're looking at, then, there's a potential of people trying to swipe cards, stuff like that. The majority of the time, people who, like the trading community especially, very, very good people. Very good people. They look out for each other because they understand. Like, they have expensive stuff in their binder. They know what it would be like if...
There's a level of trust there. It's like, here's my several $100 cards. You're giving me your several $100 cards.
Yeah, exactly.
I won't steal your stuff. We'll just do a mutual exchange here.
Yeah, exactly. So it's nice that we have that kind of understanding. They took your library card?
Wow.
Wow. Apparently they need to get some education. They really got to get some reading on. They got to get an education.
He's gonna get some serious late fines.
Oh God. They gotta rent Patrick Chapin's book, Next Level Magic and Next Level Deck Building. That's probably why they stole it, man. Patrick Chapin.
They could have just asked for your copy. I know you have that copy.
Dude, did we just plug Patrick Chapin on our stream?
Are you hoping for like a free book and signed book and endorsement?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. So we just plugged Patrick Chapin. No. But no, I definitely like the Magic community a lot more than some of the other communities I've been a part of in the past, as far as hobbies go and trading cards go.
Yes.
So with that being said, Charlotte had its hiccups.
Yep.
Still had a fun time this weekend. Had a blast talking with judges that I used like. I enjoy hanging out with the judges. Enjoy talking to the community.
Yeah.
Talking with the vendors, getting their perspective on things. And actually, we had a vendor in our shop last night who was kind of talking about how he liked how the 2-hour periods
benefited him.
Benefited the
allowed him to engage with more people.
It benefited the vendors.
Yeah.
And just because a lot of the time if you're vending at an event like that, whenever the round starts, you see this major like decrease in people at your booth. But when a round ends, you see a big increase. Well, because there is that 2-hour period of just nothing, players were just like, oh, well, let's go look at vendors. Let's trade them things. Let's buy things. Let's do all of this.
Oh, yeah.
Right? So it actually benefited the vendors very, very well.
Yeah.
And I do want to go back a little bit real quick. And so I actually had a brief interaction with Scott. Talking to
him. You're going to tell him this story now?
No. I had a brief... I'm not going to tell that story. I might tell that story at the end of the stream. So I was talking to Scott, and I was like, so what exactly was going on? Because I was getting his opinion myself at one point. And he kind of told me what was going on, what happened, and what we talked about earlier. And he also said that if it was up to him, he would have tried to maybe stretch out prize support a little bit more to kind of help those players who felt like they got screwed over. For those of you who don't know, at GP events or large events, payout can go to top like 120-something. But you have to have over 3,000 players at your event. We had, at the beginning of the event, like 2,400, 2,500 something players. So we were short of 3,000, so it only paid out to top 64. But with all of the things, all the technical difficulties, Scott's like, if it was up to me, I probably would have tried to extend it, but it's up to Wizards. So, like I said, the judge staff, Star City, tried to do everything they could, tried to give back as much as they could. 2,400 is the official count. Okay. They tried to do everything in their power to salvage this event, and I do commend them for that.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I don't think it could have been handled much better. It could have been handled a lot worse than what it was. So props to all of the Star City crew and to all of the judging staff that was at GP Charlotte.
Definitely.
All right, so kind of coming off the end of Charlotte.
Yep.
We have a couple of events that we're going to be trying to line up and possibly go to.
Yeah.
Here in the next couple of months.
Ones that I'll actually go to this time.
Yeah.
Not
Mike, me, and our newest team member, Jeremy.
Yes.
He's a great guy. He did fairly well this weekend. He taught.
Not at Modern, but it's in the standards.
Yeah.
Pretty well.
He didn't do too well in the main event, but Sunday he did participate in a Super IQ Plus.
Yeah.
That had Ali Antrazi in it. That was the same event that Ali Antrazi was in. He got top 16. He got 15th, and then our other buddy Daniel Marchand, he got 16th in that event. So both of them did very well.
Nice.
So good job to both of those players.
Yes.
They did very well. So we're gonna be trying to possibly go to the Open in Atlanta in a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yes, week and a half.
All right. We're not 100% sure on this event yet. We talked about it the other night, and we're just kind of up in the air about it.
Yes.
But hopefully...
Because it is kind of like, wait, that's happening next weekend?
Oh. So, we're definitely going to be trying to get to that.
Odds are, though, we probably won't play in the main Open.
Probably not the main Open. If we go to the Open, we'd probably be doing side events. Like either
side events on Saturday, and then we'll probably do the Modern Classic on Sunday.
That's probably what we would do.
Probably.
Just because we don't want to try to stress and rush ourselves on Saturday morning to get to the tournament and stuff like that. And we don't really want to stay the entire weekend. We're just really wanting to be there Saturday and Sunday.
And then beyond that, we've got regional championships beginning of August, and then potentially
GP Indianapolis.
GP Indy.
Yeah, GP Indianapolis. That is our. That is. I'm the one hard pushing that event in our group right now.
Yeah.
So there's a good chance that we're going to be at GP Indianapolis. I can't remember who is hosting that event. I know it's not Star City.
I remember looking it up, but I can't remember.
We looked it up. I can't remember who exactly is holding it. And then after that, I think there's another event we'll be doing shortly after that. I think we might skip GP Atlanta. Depends.
I'm fine with going to Atlanta. Somebody doesn't like Sealed.
If we get to that point, I like Sealed. I just don't want to spend...
It's Kaladesh. It's going to be Kaladesh. Let's see how that turns out first.
I might go and just do trading, and you can do the event.
Okay.
Okay? So we might be at there as
I am better at Sealed.
And nothing else.
That and I'm lucky. He is not.
If nothing else, I might just judge GP Charlotte.
That's always a thing, too, that we can both judge. You know, and just be able to meet players that way. That would be fantastic.
Definitely.
But and then there is there's a Richmond Open.
Yeah,
that we could potentially go to.
Yeah.
And then there was another Open somewhere that was fairly close by.
So we're looking at a lot of stuff towards August, September, November. That's kind of where we're at right now.
Yeah, we have this one thing in June, and then it's kind of we're not going to anything significant.
Nothing that I know of in July.
For June and July.
Yeah.
The rest of June.
July, I think, is going to kind of us be collecting ourselves, getting things situated.
Lots of playtesting standard.
A lot of playtesting, a lot of saving for all of these events that we're going to be traveling to, stuff like that. But as soon as August hits,
we'll still do regular podcasts with what we're doing, what we're seeing, what we're thinking.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
We plan to be doing podcasts at least every 2 weeks.
Yeah, sounds good right now.
And then if things take off, we might do at least once a week. We'll see. So kind of go from there. Now, we kind of teased a little bit of us talking about some standard stuff on this podcast, on our last podcast. I am pleased to tell you that we are experimenting with quite a bit of decks right now and having a lot of fun with it.
Yeah.
Me, Jeremy, and Mike sat around after GP Charlotte whenever we got back, and talked quite a little bit about upcoming things, as well as decks that we want to play. And we kind of made this spicy little brew that I might be playing here in the near future. And I'm not quite gonna spoil it just yet, but it is a lot of fun. We're having a lot of fun with it. Mike always has 3 decks that we're playing with, 4 decks that we're playing with.
Let's see. I'm still trying to build Jund. I rebuilt Kraken Pact just because I like that deck. I don't know why. As much as I say I hate playing blue, this is like the jankiest version of blue I could ever play.
It's pretty janky. It's pretty and like we said last time, if you know me and Mike, we like janky stuff.
And then I have this other terrible like budget brew that I like in theory. If I can get it to work, I think it will be goofy.
I think it'd be entertaining.
Yes.
Traitor.
I only play blue for bounce spells, so I don't lose the demonic pact.
And Rise from the Tide.
And Rise from Tide.
And Rise
That's
from
like
the
the best blue card ever. Oh, I played all these spells. Zombies.
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's a blue spell that creates black stuff.
Yeah, it creates 2/2 zombies.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's fair.
It's a token-producing card in blue.
That's fair. I mean, I guess...
That's not very blue.
It's not very blue.
Yeah.
It's like a...
Not when it makes black zombies on top. You know, like, it'd be different if it was drakes or birds or blue elementals. I don't know. But no, it makes black zombies.
Hey, man. That's Liliana for you. You want to know what's blue? Because it's the love child of Liliana and Jace.
Or it could be, what is the dude's name? Gerald?
Gerald.
Or Gerald? What, I don't know.
Droth? Yeah.
Droth.
Possible.
I think it's his thing. It's like, I'm going to make zombies out of the water.
So, a lot of fun things that we're going to see coming from Eldritch Moon here soon. Hopefully, there's already a lot of speculation on that, and it's going to add a lot of fun things.
I mean, right now we're just getting flooded with spoilers for Eternal Masters.
Yeah, Eternal Master, those spoilers are pretty insane.
Makes me wish I had more money.
Yeah, I know a lot of people in our local area are already pre-ordering multiple boxes. It is very hyped right now.
Yeah.
Super hyped.
Yeah. I'll probably just buy a few packs,
and that's fair. And then you'll probably pull like a Caracas, a Force of Will, and something else, and I'll just be like, all right, Mike, great talk.
I bought 2 boxes and got none of those things. You jerk. Anyways.
But yeah, I think Standard is actually going to be in a very decent place right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I know a lot of people stopped playing Standard while Khans of Takira is still in because of the Siege Rhino Menace.
Yes.
And a lot of people were getting really tired of Oath of Gatewatch because of the Eldrazi Menace.
You jerk, you get a preview card? Oh!
The Mana Pool's exclusive preview card goes up around midnight tonight. What?
You jerk. Evidently, we have to get big and famous, too. So we get our own preview card.
I want to be big and famous. Alright. So, definitely check out Mana Pool's preview card tonight. I don't even know what it is. After 8.5 years of being on air, we finally get one.
Okay, now we know what I have to look forward to. 8 more years.
So we got to do it in 4.
Okay.
Alright, that's the goal. That's the goal.
Alright. 1? Fine.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright.
You can ride on our coattails afterward.
Alright.
We exploded.
Chewy, you can help us out, man. You can help us out. All right. Tell us what not to do. Oh man. But like I said, a lot of fun stuff coming out for Wizards in general.
Yeah.
They've released a lot of fun sets that are going to be pretty hyped. Pretty hyped.
I mean, yeah, the latter half of this year is going to be kind of nuts. Just with one Eternal Masters, Eldritch Moon. We're getting what, a new conspiracy. 4 color commanders, which I know several of our local players will be interested in. And
Fire of Kaladesh.
Oh yeah, Kaladesh. Chandra's on blank.
Yeah. We get to finally see where Chandra's from, which is great.
And it's evidently going to be artifact laden. So
we might see the return of Veldikins and Artificers.
Yeah, probably color artifacts once again. I would imagine as well.
Yeah. So a lot of fun stuff that could be coming to Standard, and also coming to Modern. Because we saw a lot of, like, Origins brought some cards to Modern.
There was a lot from Shadows. Rise Amalgam, Insolent Neonate.
Shadow brought a lot to Modern. Made Dredge good again.
Yeah. Well,
and,
Rise Amalgam is stupid in that deck.
And there's a lot of people talking and rumors about GP Charlotte not happening ever again.
I think it's more of the HB2 issue, not because of what actually happened in GP Charlotte.
So GP Charlotte, there's a good chance in the future that there will be a GP held at Charlotte again. Next year, I know for a fact that they are not doing it at Charlotte. They're probably going to relocate it to Richmond, back to where it used to be. They used to kind of alternate Richmond and Charlotte. And they're probably going to go to Richmond because of the HB2 policy.
Probably. I mean, they could easily do like Tennessee or South Carolina as well, and still hit a lot of that mid-Atlantic area.
Yeah.
Maybe like Spartanburg or Knoxville, Chattanooga.
That's possibly Chattanooga would be great. I'd love to get to Chattanooga, but that's also where family is. But I think Wizards has stated that no big events are allowed to be held in North Carolina until the issue is resolved.
So what we're saying is go burn down the state capitol.
I'm not.
I'm
not saying that at all. No.
Let's just not be like Pat McCrory.
No. But let us try to still keep the Magic community going here in North Carolina.
Yep.
Don't let it fall apart, and we got to stick together and kind of ride this wave out. Travel to other places, guys. Don't be afraid to travel. It is okay to go to Virginia, to South Carolina, to Tennessee.
I mean, that's the advantage of being interstate. It's not really that far to get to the major places in like Virginia or Tennessee or South Carolina, especially if you live in like the center of our state.
Yeah. And Wizards has not stated outright. You are correct, Chewy, but they have kind of implied it at a very.
I think Star City said
intense.
Yeah, we're not.
And I think Star City even agreed that they're probably going to kind of wait it out as well. And CG said they weren't taking HB2.
Yeah, that's what they said.
Schedule.
You might as well say we're not doing events there anymore.
Yeah. So hopefully hopefully all of this can get resolved here soon.
Yeah, I'm tired. I'm tired of my favorite events, not just Magic included, but like concerts and everything like that, and big shows. They'll be like, "Yeah, we don't like your state's policy. We're not going there."
Are we the bad Carolina now?
Yes.
I guess. Yeah.
Yes.
A majority of the country does not like.
When the rest of the country is going, well, at least we're not Mississippi or North Carolina. You're that bad.
Yeah, that's pretty bad.
You're one of 48 states and not these other two.
Yeah. But anyways, not trying to get too political with it, but just kind of stating that, guys, again, don't be afraid to travel. Voice your opinions.
Yeah.
Please.
In civil manners. In civil
manner. But definitely talk it out. Go to these other events. Support other shops.
Support Magic.
Support Magic. That's what we're all about, growing the community. And that's what we really just want to see.
Yeah.
But, again, we're getting to kind of our wrap-up point. We're almost at our hour mark, from general speaking. We'll be back again in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. And we may or may not have info about the thing in Atlanta.
Yeah. That should be...
It'll be right after Atlanta. Yeah.
But stay tuned to our Facebook page. We actually do have a Facebook page now. So if you just look up Mental Misstep, you will see that up on there. We did finally do like a new pretty logo now instead of just having that alternate Mental Misstep art.
Yep.
Of course, follow our Twitter, which that's the handle right there.
And then it's also a hyperlink is down below in our Twitch.
Yeah, if you hit that big the big bird button.
The big bird, it'll take you straight to our Twitter page. Make sure you follow us. Anytime we're at events, we will be posting our records on Twitter. So definitely follow us there. And then we'll also be posting up-to-date stuff on Twitter anytime if we're not streaming.
Yeah.
So definitely follow us, keep track of us, and we hope to see everyone at events soon. If you ever see us at an event or know we're going to an event, please hit us up. We'd be happy to meet you guys, talk to
Come
you
say
guys,
hi.
trade with you guys.
What about IQs?
I
haven't even looked at the schedule yet to see what's nearby.
As far as IQ, I don't know if you're referring to if we're going to IQs or if about the policy about IQs. As far as I know, because IQs are directly tied to Star City, I think that they're still going to fall under that. I think any event that is already scheduled is not going to be revoked.
I think regular IQs will be fine.
Yeah, I'm not
sure.
Because
that's held at a store level.
Yeah.
But like anything that they're directly hosting.
Yeah, anything that they're directly involved
major
with.
events, like opens or major opens or invitationals or Grand Prix.
But actually that's probably something we can be doing in July. Is in July we'll probably be going to some of these IQs. And kind of building up some points, and also just kind of showing up and being like, "Hey guys, what's up?"
Oh, you're actually going to build up points? I'm just going to win an open. No, I'm not.
Okay.
I play too much Janky Magic.
All right. Mike's got jokes today, guys.
If you see me win an event, something's wrong.
If Mike wins an event, I'm calling a judge. All right. All right. What can I do for you guys? No. But everyone, guys, it's been a pleasure as always. Thank you guys so much for supporting our stream, and thank you so much for supporting what we are trying to do. And thank you for supporting the community. But anyways, I think we're going to maybe call it.
Yeah, we're calling it.
All right. Everyone have a great day. Have a great night, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
Later.